Welcome to the Irish
Riverside Cottage Revival.
Hi everybody. Got a few little jobs to do this week, and one of the first ones is we've sprung a leak. You probably can't see it on camera, but there's droplets of water on the ceiling there, and the floor is wet through. Now above there are two massive water tanks, which when we first got here, they were about probably halfway full, but it wasn't leaking. And I think I know why that is, but come to that in a second. Because Carol's parents were here last week, we decided to turn the water on so that the new toilet that we'd fitted could be used. You know, it's not very nice talking about toilets, but what we've been doing is basically using the rainwater that we collect to put in the back of the toilet so it can flush. We didn't want the family messing about with having to fill the backs of the toilets up with a bucket, so we turned the water on, which filled the tanks, which then started leaking. And I think it leaks because the ball cocks that are in them haven't been used. They haven't sealed off in years. So once it filled, the ball cock's shut, but the rubber seal inside it's probably gone hard with, you know, not being used for so long, and so it's leaking and it's coming up very slight, but they're leaking. I don't know if both of them are leaking or just one. I'm not going up there to find out. So we don't want to waste that water that's in there. So what I'm going to do is, the only functioning tap we've got left in here is in the bathroom, which conveniently houses the toilet that we need to fill up. So I need to somehow get water out of the hot water tap, because that's what the tanks are for, and into the toilet. So let's go and have a look at that. Right, so here we are. Brand new toilet. It's piped in, but because this toilet isn't fed from mains pressure, it's being fed from the tanks, and the pressure isn't high enough to operate the fill valve, and it is a low pressure one as well. So for the last week I actually hooked up a line to the outside tap to get it to work, but we've turned the water off now because we don't want them tanks filling. So what we have been doing is using a bucket to fill the back of the toilet up. But like I said, we have got a lot of water in them tanks above the kitchen. So I need to get something on there to basically go over to there. Now, looking at that, usually we'd get an hose over that Jubilee clip, but I've got no hose that big. And I've just been looking, and I'm just wondering if, yeah, it does come out that. Whether I could do something with that. I've got some taps, some BSP taps. I wonder if I could put a thread on the inside of this and then put a fitting on that, a hose, and over to the toilet. I think that's the plan. So I'm going to have a look at doing that. I found what thread it is. It's 1/2 inch BSP, which I have got a tap for. So I am going to slowly put this on here and just work a bit of a thread onto it. Now I don't want to go too mad because it's only thin this, so I'll just take it down if it starts biting into it. Yep, there we go. Let's get a little bit of, it's cutting into it there. Just backwards and forwards, because like I said, I don't want to destroy it. Right, I think that will do us. because it doesn't matter if it leaks a little bit. It's leaking into a sink. Yes, I've got some threads on that. So next thing is to find some fittings. I'll just show you the threads. So I've got some threads. I went a little bit more off camera. Got a few more threads on the inside of that. So all I need now is some fittings, which I've found. So that's just a shut-off valve with a 1/2 inch thread on it. That'll go on there, and then that will go on there. Hose pipe on there, straight into the toilet. So let's go and see if this will work. Right then, let's see if the bits that I made up, which is basically that's the bit that goes in the bottom of the tank, and then just that. So put this back in, nip that up, don't need to go mad with it. Then work this hose onto it, like that. And then you turn the tap on. And that will stretch over to the toilet now. So I can fill the toilet up. So let's have a look. See if this will work. I don't see any reason why not. Okay. I apologise if that sounds making anybody want to go to the toilet. It's making me feel like going. So, apologise for that dirty job, is it? I mean, the toilet's brand new, so it isn't, but this is just one of the many jobs you have to do when you buy a derelict property. Although we are studying probably what is the cleanest room in the cottage, but yeah, it's just one of the many jobs you have to do, dirty little jobs. But that's sort of something out for us now where we can run the water down out of them tanks, stop it leaking, and then we can move forward and actually take that ceiling down in the kitchen and get the tanks out, get everything out. So that's one job done, on to the next one. What are you doing? Following on from last week's video about the AllPowers portable power station, I've now got to get the solar panel that came with it as well on the roof. Now, in here, on the top of this ceiling, roof, whatever you want to call it, is two 200 watt panels which are powering, or charging I should say, our other portable power station. What I'm going to do, the AllPowers one won't fit on there with them, so if I turn around and lower you on top of that ceiling, that roof there, I'm going to put the AllPowers one and mount it there for charging the AllPowers, which is still sat down there. I need to make a frame for that. Well, I don't really need to, but I am going to make a frame just to lift it off of the roof, so it's not sat on it directly. So if it does rain, it'll go underneath the panel and not soak into the little bits of the material that are making contact with the roof. And I'll spin you around what I've done so far. There's the AllPowers, and it goes through these two solar isolators here, which then are connected to the cables which connect to the solar panels. So at this moment in time, that one is going to the small solar panels on the ceiling. I was going to make these shorter, make them off shorter, but this is not the final resting place for these panels. So I don't want to go making this nice and tidy when I might cut them short for where they're eventually going to end up. So even though it pains me to leave them in a mess like that, I'm going to have to. For the AllPowers one, the cables that come with the AllPowers solar panels aren't long enough to reach from the ceiling up there all the way down to there. So I got a extension cable. I think it was a 5-meter one. It was either a 5 meter or 10 meter, I can't remember now. It basically goes round there, through an hole in the door, and then just makes its way along the roof. It'll go through the roof, well, through the roof and up onto the panel, to the solar panel. These are just homemade cable clips because I ran out of proper cable clips. So these are actually made from the remains of the polycarbonate from the polytunnel. They do the job. They'll hold it in place. Right, so all I want to use is some of this wood because we've got loads of it. I can't remember where it came from now, but there should be plenty of this scrap wood to make a frame up for them panels. Don't have to be out special. Right, so let's get that wood into the garage. Right, I've changed my mind. I was going to make a frame for it, but then I thought they're only really up there temporarily. Temporarily? Yeah. So what I want to do now is I'm just going to make 4 braces running the length, just for the solar panel to be bolted down onto or screwed down. It's got these little hooks. I'll just use them, screw, large washer, and then screw through the wood with a tech screw into the tin roof, steel roof. Like I said, it doesn't have to be anything spectacular. It's just going up there just to keep it raised a little bit off the roof. So I'm not going to go mad on it. So yeah, I'm going to set the camera up and we'll just make 4 braces. Right then, I've done the measurements. I just need 4 at 40 inch and 4 at 42 inch. So I'm just going to use these scrap bits of wood to do that with. Don't have to be anything fancy. Using the AllPowers again. Yep. Put my safety glasses on. Right then. Next, the roof. Hope I don't fall through it. Right, you join me in a rather unusual position, which is on top of what I suppose you could call is our carport, which is where the solar panels are. So I have just fitted that one. I'll flip you around, show you a bit more detail. Right, so there's the solar panel. These are the 2 solar panels that I was talking about. They're going into the other power station. And this is the AllPowers one. All it is is that they're now, these braces here are just tech screwed into the top. It's only a temporary solution. Like I said before, this isn't the permanent home of these panels, even if they last that long up here, because at some point all this lot's getting changed. I mean, if I just show you the house now, I'm not going to walk into the middle because it's a bit precarious up here. That's the end of the house. Now we're having all of this moment in time. That's the garage, the cottage roof. Whoops, I'm pointing at the wrong place here. Cottage roof. We are having the entire roof done, not just the cottage bit, but this bit as well. So obviously they've got to get to this end of the house to do the work. Which means that this has got to come down. Now we were originally going to take it all down, but I think all I'm going to do now is get some macros, support it halfway, chop the wood, take this bit off, just so they can get access to the roof. That bit over there is a little stone building on the back of the cottage. That will more than likely all be coming down. Whether we put it back up, I haven't decided yet. But yeah, this is a view you don't normally get. It's a new one for me. It's all the fields, back of our cottage, our land. Oh, there's the Starlink. We've had some fierce winds here in the last couple of months. That hasn't budged. I think what we'll do now is we'll go back down. I nearly said downstairs. We'll go back down, back into the battery house, and we'll connect the solar panels up and we'll see how much they're dragging in. I'm not expecting a lot today because, as you can see, it's quite overcast. I'm going to guess double digits, somewhere between 50 and 70 watts input. Pure guess, but let's go down and have a look. Right, so we're back in the battery house. That was a bit of a climb down, I'll tell you that. So we have got the panels connected up. It's connected up down here. What I'm going to do now is just turn the panels, or turn the isolator on. If I look down, yeah, it's just turned on. In fact, I'm surprised at that. 101 in. That's not bad considering how overcast it is. Oh, I didn't realise how close camera then to me. How overcast it is outside. So 100 watt. And that is with one dedicated 400 watt panel. That's not bad, that. Considering the other one next door is pulling 90 watts. Not too much different, but that's through two 200 watt panels connected together. That's not bad, that. Now I have seen on really sunny days the maximum they do max out. I have seen the other one max out at just over 400 watts. So I would have expect this one to do the same. And good weather is forecast in the next couple of weeks here, so hopefully that'll shoot up while we're using it. One thing I should probably address as well is these are, stand up, oh, these old knees are, don't like being knelt down for any length of time. Now, these are foldable solar panels. They're not meant to be outside all the time. But ours are going to be outside all the time, out of necessity. These sort of panels, they're meant for, you know, if you throw them in the back of your car, your camper van, you go out somewhere, you've taken your portable power station to keep your devices charged up. And if you need a bit of power, you can just unfold the panels and charge up. They're not meant to be outside all the time. But like I said, ours are going to be outside all the time due to necessity. They're not going to be going anywhere. They are purely here to charge these power stations up so that we can work on the land. So if if one fails because it's been outside for another time, then it fails. If it does fail, then I will be looking at a proper rigid panel to replace them with. But the ones that are directly above me now, the two 200 watt ones, have now been outside for 6 months in torrential downpours, high winds, and they're still functioning. Fingers crossed. So yeah, I know they're not supposed to be out there all the time, but it's just what we've got to do here. And if they fail, they fail. Like I said, I'll have a look for some proper rigid ones when they do fail. But at the moment in time, they're doing the job of what we need them to do. So yeah, I'll keep you all informed over the coming weeks how the AllPowers portable power station is performing, coupled with the solar panel. Which, if I just have a bend down again, have a look what we're dragging now. You see, 98 watts. Oh, another thing as well. I've laid them flat on the roof. Oh, look who's come to join us. Have you come to have a look as well? Yeah, I've laid them flat on the roof, which isn't the ideal angle, I know that. But if I was to build a frame and put them up there at the ideal angle, with the fierce winds we get here, the wind would only have to hit the back of that foldable panel. It's the only foldable ones, they're not rigid ones, and I think it'd do some damage. So that is why they're not up there at the correct angle. But like I said, even though they're laid flat, on sunny days, these panels have maxed out of what they're capable of capturing, let's call it that. So yeah, again, they're laid down out of necessity, and they work. So, and that's it. I think we're on to the next job. I think Carol's doing some trimming again because the grass has shot up round here. We need to get that down because there's all sorts in that grass. You only have to disturb the grass and 100 million flies are upon you. I've also had a tick. Never had one of them before. That took some pulling out, that. So I'm going to leave it at that and go and have a look at what the next job is. Right, so we decided we need to mow this section of the lawn to try and keep on top of it. More about that in a bit. But we thought we'd try to power the lawnmower via the AllPowers. Because if it does,
It'll be a good help.
yeah, that'll be a big thing. So,
Let's go.
if I can just see if I can get the display in there, because it's a bit bright today. If I can't, I'll tell you what it's saying. Right, do you want to try it?
Yeah. Let's go.
Well, it's working it. How much that's taking? Is that close to 900 watts, I think? And it's saying it's got 2 hours left. That's good, that. The fact that it can operate the lawnmower is a big plus. Yeah, a big plus for us. So I'll leave Carol to doing that. And then we'll have a walk around the garden. And there's Vivian keeping an eye on proceedings. So Carol was mowing the lawn for about an hour, and it's dropped to, the AllPowers has dropped to about 66%. So that's not bad, that. And it's a big thing, that being able to power the lawnmower for us, just so that we can get down here and mow. Right, so that's going to make a few people dizzy probably. But I think we're going to put that back on charge. And Carol's got some bits in the polytunnel to look at. Your journey's back in the polytunnel. We're just going to get a quick update on what has been growing, yeah?
This is growing. Okay, Gaden's been eating it.
Yeah, so I'll flip you around. So these are the strawberries.
Now we have got one here that's coming on. We did have two, we had three altogether, but as quick as they're growing, the sun's eating them. Our sun, not the outside sun. We've got these growing. I don't know if I'm doing it right.
Are they the offshoots?
Yeah. Right. So hopefully they'll take. So we've got celery.
That's looking a bit.
Well, it's coming on. Don't knock it. Oh. And then cabbage. We've got cabbage again. Tiny little things, but it's coming on. These I've put them in here because I spilt water in there, so I thought I might as well use it. They're excess, what we got? Cucumbers, and these are with tomatoes. I'm gonna put them in this bed sometime this week. Go down and get some more soil.
Yeah, for that one, because we've been meaning to do that, haven't we? But
yeah, well,
just keep forgetting to go and get it.
Hopefully we've killed off all weeds, because as you can see they're coming thick and fast. There's peas.
Peas?
Peas are growing.
How long are they?
I'm not sure. We put them in, so when my parents came, I got my dad showing me a little bit of what to do. Chilies.
They're coming on, aren't they?
Yeah.
And what's that? Oh, coriander.
Coriander. That's taking forever. I don't know how long it normally takes, but we're getting there.
Might be a slow grower, unless anybody who's watching knows different.
Broccoli on a rogue pea.
Oh.
It somehow
right.
ended up over there, but it doesn't matter. So
You'd
broccoli.
like to do the rest of others.
No, so broccoli's, it's bits are coming. Look. I think that is, unless it's a weed. I know that's a weed. That's a nettle.
Probably that.
Yeah. Radish. There's radish, beetroot, and some more.
And these are
Cucumber.
showing little.
Well, again, we had two, and we'll put them in as a short. Did you say?
Yeah, I'll put them on some shorts.
We did have two, but again, someone came and helped the sales to them. And they said they were quite nice.
And then,
as soon as they're growing, Caden's coming in and eating them.
And then what's down there?
Cucumber plants that are a bit further along than the ones that I've planted.
They are growing though, aren't they?
They're coming on. Them. Yeah. Just keep coming down, giving them some water. I never know whether I'm watering too much, too little. But we'll just keep coming. It's really, really getting hot in here in the morning.
What did it register this morning? 50 odd degrees in here?
57.
57 degrees.
That was before we even got up.
Yeah. Right then, let's have a walk round garden. Right. Right.
Got some lights out.
Oh yeah, some solar lights.
Yeah.
Might as well use them. Not be using them anywhere else.
They were just in a box, so
yeah.
I put them out.
One thing we're struggling to keep on top of it growing back. This isn't too bad over here, is it? Although the grass is starting to come up there next to the farming equipment.
So I might try and do a bit more today on that. I did this morning.
Yeah. Mowed that.
So I know people are going to say, oh, you can't do it with that mower. But it's what we had. It's what we brought with us. So we might as well use it. And it's coming on.
We're halfway down. Are we halfway down or a third down? Something?
A third down.
Yeah.
But we start getting really brambly and twiggy down there because it just needs raking and pulling up. So we'll do that. So it's getting there.
Yeah, but we're struggling to keep on top of the mowing the lawn because before you turn your back and the grass has grown a foot high again.
Well, I've done this morning. It took me an hour just to do this little bit.
So we're actually looking at a robot lawnmower, aren't we?
If anyone's got any recommendations,
Yeah.
but we've got a little bit of a...
We need, it's rough land.
Yeah.
We need one that can cope with a slight incline, and
We're still scraping up all the brambles and
Yeah.
twigs.
so it's got to be rugged enough. So if anybody's got one like that who's using it,
Can't see what's up.
who can let us know how it's working out.
And I do preferably, I know it's getting picky here, but I do want it to be able to pick up rather than just leave, because I think that's, the ground's just staying really wet and mulchy.
Yeah.
Is that even the word?
So we don't want to add to it at the
So
moment.
I want to take it up to let the sun get to the ground when we get a bit of sun.
But yeah, if anybody's got any experience with running one that's rugged enough to tackle this sort of land, then let us know. We're continuing to look at them. And yeah,
You've done it.
but that's going to be it for this week. So, oh,
Sunny. Look at
I know,
us.
I'm going to move my
We
finger
moan.
out of way.
We moan when it's raining, we moan when it's sunny.
I know.
So, yeah, there's other things, and we just keep bitting and bobbing today.
Yeah.
Just keeping on top of jobs.
So that's it for this week. So we shall see you
next week.
next week.
Yeah.
And I
Don't
haven't got a
forget
clue
what
it's going to be about next week.
Probably the same as we're
Oh,
doing,
no.
because we're trying
It's
to
just-
do that bit,
yeah.
that bit, that bit.
It's just bitting and bobbing.
So like, subscribe, hype, ding all the bells and everything else. And we'll see you next week.
Yep. See you next
See you
week.
later.
Bye.
Bye.